too slow. We got no skill players. We got no defense. We got nothing. Unreal, bro.
Listen, Tom Brady, more than any other season, has really taken issue with people doubting him.
He's created a chip on his shoulder, man. The universally accepted greatest quarterback of all time is nobody believes in him. And
no one
like
believes
the
in him.
fifth time you've heard something like that.
I'm just going to tell, hey, man, he is the GOAT. But I did see those pictures from the combine. I know what you used to look like. All right.
Well, listen, credit to the Pats. They found a way to get. Part of Brady's greatness is at 41 being incredibly wealthy and all that so accomplished to grind as hard as he does. And they found a little something extra in between the Chargers game and the Chiefs game, which was, whether it was real or not, it felt real to them. You saw Edelman selling the T-shirts, Hogan and him talking about it after the game. So
something worked, whether it was the chip, the underdog mentality, being good at football. That was my third one.
Yeah.
Great thing. Time for stories to start your morning. Klay Thompson went off last night. Warriors-Lakers. Klay tied an NBA record by making 10 straight three-pointers. He finished with 44 points. Warriors rolled LA. Remember that slump he was in? Nick, how impressive was Klay last night?
I mean, this is somehow not one of Klay's 5 most impressive shooting performances we've seen, which just speaks to how when he gets hot, how
it's a different level.
Klay hot is the best shooter we've ever seen. Now, Klay overall, not the best shooter we've ever seen. That's his teammate. But Klay on fire, it's NBA Jam style. Made 10 in a row to start the game, missing 11. It's like, I don't need to shoot anymore. He was spectacular.
Oh, he made it look so easy. It's so easy. He's got a beautiful shot. Man, with the Lakers even overplaying the three-point line, there was nothing you can do. And right, Jenna, he was in a shooting slump until like 2 weeks ago.
Absolutely.
All right, to the NFL now. Drew Brees says he will be back next season. It'll be his 19th season in the NFL and his 14th with the Saints. So you think Brees has just one more playoff run at least left in him?
Absolutely. And the reason why that team that they put around him, they got 2 running backs, young, very, very effective. The wide receivers, I still believe they need some help. That's why they signed Dez Bryant. They could have used Dez Bryant or Brandon Marshall, someone opposite of Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas will get a big contract, but yes, Sean Payton, Drew Brees, I do believe they will be back in contention next season.
And Brees, it was never really on the board that he was going to walk away, not only because, at least for the first 10, 11 weeks of the year, he was playing at an MVP level, but also if you read, like Drew Brees had some poor investments, unfortunately, and they want to keep paying him $30 million a year. He's going to keep making that money. Now, Brees and the Saints need to figure out why their offense went into such a slump over the last couple months of the season.
They need another wide receiver, opposite of Michael Thomas.
All right, on to the Rams now. Despite him not making a big impact in the NFC Championship game, Sean McVay says Todd Gurley is healthy ahead of the Super Bowl. Chris, do you think Gurley bounces back in the Super Bowl?
I hope so. I mean, because the Rams are a special team. A lot of that offense is put together because they run that zone scheme. And Todd Gurley, a one-cut back, a big back, who's also, he can hit the home run anywhere on the field. That's what makes that offense really special. C.J. Anderson has been a great story, but you're not going to run the ball with him. That little bowling ball run against the New England Patriots. They play run defense, too disciplined. They need Todd Gurley if the Rams are going to host the Lombardi.
And listen, Todd Gurley's the only player on the offense that is a singular player within the league. And by that, I mean Brandon Cooks is a really good receiver. The other receivers like Brandon Cooks, other receivers better than Brandon Cooks. Andrew Whitworth is an excellent left tackle. He might be the best in the league, but he's probably second or third. Todd Gurley, when healthy, is the best all-around running back in the league and the guy that has been the centerpiece, not Jared Goff, of this offense over the last 2 years. They've got to have him effective to have a chance in the Super Bowl.
And finally, after having a bit of a down season, Rob Gronkowski made a number of catches on the final drives of the Patriots' overtime victory against the Chiefs. Afterwards, Gronk talked about how he's just here to help the team.
Basically what the doctor orders. Or the coach, what the coach orders. Coach/doctor orders. So whatever it is, I got to block, I got to receive. You know, it's crucial. I mean, the team depends on me in many situations in the run game and in the pass game. And I've been just fighting all year long. So when the situations come like this, I'm ready to go, ready to make some plays. So whatever coaches ask me to do, I'm always down to try my best and give it my all.
Gronk. He just looks like a Gronk. Sounds like a Gronk. See, how important is Rob Gronkowski to the Patriots' chances of winning the 6th Super Bowl?
The only reason why Gronkowski is not getting the type of attention as far as his blocking, because people don't know that much about football. They don't realize how important. New England's offensive line, they have been fabulous. But the tone is set by their center and their 2 guards. They are the heart and soul of that offense. That is why Sony Michel had an outstanding rookie year. But in the playoffs, Rob Gronkowski, you can add him as an extended lineman, and he is the consummate teammate. You need a lot of guys like Gronk to be able to win football games. I said, my number one skill is not as important. My number one skill is whatever you need me to do to be able to win a game. And Rob Gronkowski is outstanding as far as the amount of football he knows. Well, Chris, how do you know he knows this much football? How many times they put him in motion? Do you realize when you're an offensive player and they send you in motion, you go from being one player in the offense to being a different player. So if you line up outside the number, you motion inside the slot. Now you're a slot receiver. You're not a tight end anymore. You're a slot receiver. Now you motion into the backfield. Now you're a fullback. Now you motion to the end of the line. He comes back in motion. He wham blocks a defensive tackle. That means chipping a guy inside out. Now he's an offensive lineman. You have to be almost a brilliant football player to be able to do that. And he's their number 1 wide receiver. Late in the game, we're going to put you outside to be able to make the decisive plays, not only in the 4th quarter, but in overtime. Man, he is a tremendous football player, and his skill sets, man, that they utilize him because that's what New England does. What is Rob Gronkowski not good at right now? He's not a burner down the field. So you're not going to see him getting in a bunch of foot races. That's why it was stupid to have him at the end of the game with the Dolphins, because that's not something that they have you do. Gronk making a tackle in open space. Typically, they put you in a strength where you're going to utilize the skill that you have, and that's what we've seen with Gronk. He's been amazing in this last month of football.
Your point that Gronk is a Gronk, like that is how Gronk has presented himself, and I think it's helped make him money off the field, and it's helped enhance his brand for post-career. But it's done him a disservice as far as people recognizing that other than Tom Brady, nobody knows this offense better than Rob Gronkowski. Other than Tom Brady, nobody knows what other guys' jobs are on any given play better than Rob Gronkowski, because at C's point, he has to know in this play, what is the tight end supposed to do? Slot receiver, potentially someone in the backfield as well, much less a player on the outside, which is one of the biggest plays of the game. He's out on the outside with Eric Berry on him. And where I give Rob Gronkowski so much credit as far as sports character is he wanted more money this offseason. They didn't give him any of it. What they did was they gave him reachable incentives in his contract. He didn't reach any of them.
Not one.
And he didn't let that lessen his want to or his effort blocking at all. There's no incentive he's going to reach because of his blocking, but his blocking is what eliminated the great Chargers pass rush in that divisional round game. Melvin Ingram, Joey Bosa, it appeared they didn't show up. Gronk had such an impact on that game. This year, Gronk, the first healthy year of his career that he has not been a red zone threat at all. He's always had at least 8 red zone touchdowns every year he's played at least half the games. This year he had 1. But he was still their most dominant end-of-the-line blocker as they transition to a running team. That is effort, and that can't feel good with all the injuries he has, with the back stuff he has, the way he plays football, and he does it every week.
Brady backs up the pass 90 times in the playoffs. Hadn't gotten sacked 1 time.
Nope.
And a lot of that is because Rob Gronkowski. They do not win the game in Kansas City. Forget the run blocking. If they don't have the variable of, man, we can move our best wide receiver from tight end outside, that's what Rob gives the Patriots.
That's what I was going to ask you. It probably also gives Tom Brady such a level of comfort at the end of games, knowing he has such a reliant receiver out there, or a guy that's going to come out there and block successfully. All right, moving on. 2 days later, and we're still talking about the no call in the Saints-Rams game. The refs admitted to missing a late pass interference on Nickell Robey-Coleman. According to reports, the NFL is now discussing making pass